Oh, it looks like today it's gonna let me actually do this shit in landscape. That's cool. So that way I don't have to hold this fucking thing the whole time. What's up, guys? Yeah, I don't have anything specific to talk about. Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks. I appreciate you watching. I don't have anything specific to say today, guys. I talked about everything I planned on talking about last night. Good to see you too. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit. So it's gonna be quiet here for a minute, I guess. I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if more people come out, and then I guess I'll start, or I can just start taking questions now. I wouldn't use 80. I wouldn't use 80 grit. Yeah. Okay, so let me readdress this here for a second. Questions, I guess. Engine building questions. Questions I have. Questions you have about the channel. Car questions in general. Car troubleshooting. It's extremely difficult, for me to give you anything more than a generic answer. You just need to check your codes. If you don't have check engine lights, then it's kind of hard to try and help you diagnose any problems you're gonna have. Even for me, if my own problems, I'm horrible at troubleshooting. Give me a part to change. Plus I know that every time I've done this live thing so far, it's always been random as fuck late at night. So I thought I would attempt to do this earlier in the day. Oh, dude, yeah. Anything older than 88, I don't know shit about. It's just, and as far as the 88s go, those that is just like the EFs and CRXs. I do fuck with those, but not many. Nothing outside of Honda would I fuck with, or that's older than 90. The 90s to the 2000s kind of like my thing. That's because that's the affordable range. Although there are a couple cars that are in the 90s that I can't afford still. Like I really wanted a Z32 300ZX. I want one really bad, but they're hard as fuck to find in good shape. And a cheap one is 2,500, which is way out of my price range. Which fucking sucks for me. All the shit that I really like to play with, I can't afford. Wish I could go back to where I was before a couple years ago, where I would build engines and trade them for shells, so I wouldn't even have to pay for one. But that's not happening anytime soon. Uh oh. Just I'm gonna be repeating this a couple times because I'm gonna be saying it as I see people jump in. But I mean, if you hopefully you can tell by the title here that this is a Q&A stream. I don't have shit to say. I'm just gonna be waiting for what you guys have to say, or suggestions if you want to talk about build or video topics in the future, and or something like that. Okay, you have so many names in there. Multi random guy 69. I would say boost everything that you can. Boost everything. Why not? I like boost. Boost. What's up, Mr. Carlos? As far as cars that I would like to build next, I guess it's kind of hard to say. For the practicality's sake, car wise, I think another EG would probably be good for me. But finding one is fucking hard. As far as what I would really like to build, like if I had money to build, I'd like to get an EP3. I think EP3 or maybe an RSX. Those are two of my goal cars that I've had for a very long time, and I've not been able to get the money saved up to get one. Last year during tax season, I almost got one. One was in my price range. I was gonna go get it. My wife was out with the only car that was running. I talked to the guy. I was gonna see him, and my wife was coming back home like 4 hours. In that 4 hour window that she was supposed to be coming back, the car fucking sold. I bought a G35 instead. The G35 was a nightmare. But the G35 was also like an old dream car of mine that I got, and when I got it, it was underpowered and a piece of crap. I was actually gonna buy and sell cars. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna pick up a shell, redo it, build a fresh engine, and sell it like that. The reason why I didn't do that is because I realized that to do a quality sell, like to have the car not be a piece of shit, it was gonna take me way too long to make any kind of money back off of it. That's why I decided to stick with just the engines. 4x4 Civic sedan. The strongest axles that I've seen are like $800, like an axle. I don't remember the brand. Maybe the Drive Shaft Shop. I don't really have. Well, I guess I'm lying if I said I have a preference. I haven't driven enough all-wheel drive cars for me to really be able to say. Uh, I don't like rear-wheel drive as much as front-wheel drive. Why? Because I would rather deal with torque steer than the ass end of my car slipping out from under me. And I can't drift. I love and respect the drifters, but that is something that I'm only a spectator at. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. So I like front wheel drive for the most part. Plus, also too, you guys got to realize that when you're dealing with all-wheel drive, you're dealing with more rotating mass, and you're gonna that four-wheel drive shit's gonna leach more wheel horsepower away. I think you can boost most Hondas for under a K, but I'm talking about like buying turbo kit, buying the shit you need to make the turbo kit work properly, and tune. That's not building the engine. An MR2 is something I would also definitely like to have. The second gen one, oh fuck, I would love to have one of those. MR2, the MR second gen MR2, and the Z32 300ZX are cars that I'm always, keeping eyes out for. If I could ever get a hold of a shell, I'd fucking go crazy. Okay. Flasher, yeah, that's an extremely good price. I would probably charge more because that's a lot of work. I have a video on ECUs. ECUs are kind of generic, honestly. Go watch the video for the ECUs. It's real short. I mean, yeah, dude. As far as the MR, if you talk about the MR2 or the 300ZX, the turbo setup would be the one I would go for. Although to be 100% honest, I would yank the stock power plant out of there. I wouldn't keep it. I mean, I would keep it if it was healthy. I would probably keep it in there to drive, but I would definitely be building a K for him, and that goes for either one of those cars. Well, no, probably not the 300. The 300, I'd probably put a 2J or a 1J in it, but I definitely wouldn't keep the stock power plants because the power levels for both those cars factory are very lacking. Turbo aside, it's lacking. But they're wonderful cars though. Definitely would love to have them. I'd K swap the shit out of the MR2 and 1J or 2J the fucking 300. I'll get one eventually. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. Generally speaking, every car that I've wanted so far, I've got my hands on. It just takes a while. And honestly, to be 100% honest, like right now, the only thing that's keeping me from getting new cars is like deciding on whether I want to stay in my house that I'm in right now or downgrade to something cheaper, so that way I can afford to buy the fucking car. Plus, honestly, too, I guess my car payments. If I once I pay off my cars, if I don't jump into something that's brand new, then I'll have plenty of extra money. Between insurance and the car payment itself, I'll have at least $600 extra a month, at a minimum. That's damn near a whole paycheck for me right now. Where do you work at, Carlos? What do you do? Did I miss a question there? Okay. And you're out in LA, right? A 3 hour time difference or a 4 hour fucking time difference out there. I've been to LA once, a couple years ago. Went out to Santa Monica, Hollywood Walk of Fame and shit. It was fucking mad boring. Expensive as fuck. And mad confusing. That's 11 hours too much. Easy swap for a 93 Civic. Stay with your single cam and rebuild that for boost. Do I do rants? Yeah, I've ranted in a lot of my videos, man. I've gone off several times. I actually have one video that's completely dedicated for ranting, the Rod Knock rant. If you wanna go fucking look at that. What are you doing? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be doing an E85 video here pretty soon, but it's not. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be about like the way people are thinking it's gonna be. I wouldn't do E85 unless you're gonna do a race car. No, well, have I ever put my dick in the exhaust? I'm not gonna answer that one. You can just imagine that one, however which way you think that went. A DM for what? Now they're coming a little bit too quick. I didn't see it. Boosted or daily boosted. As far as VTEC heads, I have come across zero Honda parts since I've been in West Virginia. None, not a goddamn one. The only Honda parts I've got are ones I've ordered online, and that's not too much there. I would not install a Busy Moto Cam. I wouldn't buy anything from Busy. I don't smoke. I'm actually my throat's fucked up. If you watch some other videos, you realize this is not how I normally sound. And my kid brought something home from school, and it circulated to me, and I got it. Thoughts on Trump? You guys don't want to hear my thoughts on Trump. I'll make some of you guys my enemies. That's not what you want to hear. I don't know about a redneck twin turbo Odyssey. I know about a turbo Odyssey that Busy did that was supposedly 1,000 horsepower. But Busy's kind of a liar, so it's hard to keep up with what this guy's really doing. DPR. Oh shit! I was fucking scrolled way too fast there. What's going on? Fuck. Hold on a second, guys. This is why I want to do this with a fucking. What the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ. I really need to get a mic. I need to get a mic so I can actually go to the computer. I'm fucking shit up and I don't know how I did it. Jesus Christ. Hold on, guys. I'll get back to answering questions in a second. I gotta figure out how to not fuck my phone up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why does God hate me? Fucking A. There we go. I figured it out. Okay. Alright, let me catch up to y'all's questions. Let me go up. You think these guys are bad to build. A multi guy on their single cam question, dude. I've talked about the single cam a lot on this channel. I love the single cam if you do it the right way. Go back and watch the videos. Dig through them, man. They're there and they're obvious. price, and I'll buy one for what? I don't have any heads if that's what you're asking me for. They're daily boosted. Ivana Seymour Butts. Fucking guy. He's like, yeah, I'm fucked up, man. My throat's jacked up. But hopefully I'll be getting better soon. Actually, I think I was worse earlier in the day than I am now. I'm speaking a little better than I was. I should be gone in a day or two. Can you do a Minecraft? I don't fuck with Minecraft. The only MMO I ever played was World of Warcraft, which I was crazy with. Fan of the new Civic. The new Civic Type R, the first new Civic Type R, the one they came out with like 2 years ago when they said they were gonna bring it. I wanted to like it, but I hated it. It was the ugliest fucking thing that Honda's come out with in forever. But thankfully, they modeled the new Civic Type R that we're getting here in the United States based off of the 10th Gen Civic, and I love that one. I would really like to buy it, but 40K for 300 horsepower is not something I could fucking deal with. I would go buy out. I would go out for 40K. I would go buy a brand new Mustang or SS before I would buy the Type R. That's just practicality. Those things run 12 out the box. The Civic Type R is 13s at best. Yeah, I think check out Hawaii Street racing videos. I'll do cheap strong bills. Daily. Definitely hit me up on Facebook if you have some shit that you want me to check out, and I will look at it. Harry Knots. How many fucking people we got trolling here? Okay. All right, we had 10 people there, and now we lost them. Jesus Christ. All right, well, I'll stick around for a few more minutes. If we get any more serious questions, I'll stick around. If not, I'm going to bounce here in the next 10 minutes. I'll do the 30-minute thing. And just judging off what we've had so far, as much as I would like to keep doing like the live stream things, if we're not going to have a lot of people here, if it's going to be the same people, then it's probably not really much of a point in me doing it. So when this wraps up, I guess I'll let y'all know I'm going to do another one, but it's looking like I probably won't do another one for a long while, because this is a long time to be just sitting here. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Motherfuckers have too much time on your hands. Honestly, I don't know. I guess I don't really focus or think too much about what Honda's gonna come out with next, because generally speaking, that car won't be available for me for like 15 fucking years, unless I'm gonna go out and try to lease a brand new one, which probably isn't gonna be the case. I have to wait for it to evaluate enough for me to be able to fucking buy one. No, I get 114 wheel horsepower. If you actually went to a dyno and rolled your single cam that was stock, that'd be what I would expect to see. 115, 120 wheel horsepower. God damn. Make the day interesting, Mr. Bowles, Bowles, Balls. Yeah, generally speaking, the B18 is a little safer to boost because the cylinder walls are thicker. Favorite chassis to case swap? I don't know, man. I think right now I really want to get back into a Del Sol. I love my Del Sol. I lost it not because I wanted to, but because I had no choice. If I can get my hands on another Del Sol, I'll case swap that. I'll make that a monster car for sure. That'll be a 500 horsepower car for sure. At least 500. No, I don't have a girlfriend. I have a wife. From time to time, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that have made fun of it saying it's a girl's car, but I personally don't think so at all. I love the Del Sol. First off, being I love the hardtop convertible. I hate rag tops, but I love the convertible. So as far as Honda goes, that's really your only really option there is to get a fucking is the Del Sol. Well, I guess in that case, the right hand would be the girlfriend, and my wife is my wife. And she's actually watching right now. She's peeping somewhere in the house, watching the stream. Probably waiting for me to hurry up and fucking finish so I can do something else in my life. He swapped Insight. Insight's such an ugly car. Fucking hate the Insight. I tried to like it. I looked at it again. I was like, nah, still hate it. As far as fuel economical vehicles from Honda, I guess the CRZ would be something that I wouldn't mind having. I don't. If the B20Z pistons are the PHK ones, then yeah. But that's not. I mean, you got to understand that even though the high compression B20, the high compression B20, the difference in compression is not very much. It's like 9.91 to 1 or some shit like that compared to 9.6 to 1. Now, the one with the higher compression does make more power, but not a fuck ton extra power. I'm already showing you my hairy ogre. It's right here on my face. I am the hairy ogre. Uh, if you're talking about like a fucking what's this shit? I gotta see. If you're talking about RSX, I can't really tell you too much about the K computers. I haven't done enough research. Who the fuck are you guys? Do I know you? Do you know me personally? You stalker fucks. Wouldn't put it past some of you motherfuckers that I actually know out here talking shit, trolling. Oh, German. Oh, that's cool shit. Been around the world a couple times. Didn't really get to stay in Europe. Only passed through. Oh, thanks. I know it's kind of a boring stream. I want to make this something that's more regular because you guys do ask a lot of questions. 1,000 people, and I get a lot of questions, and a lot of the questions are repeat questions. So I would like to, I would definitely like to see more people in the stream so that way I could avoid typing you motherfuckers every day. And you're gonna fuel pump for 250 horsepower, ATV turbo. Ronald, I talked about everything you need to do for that in the how much power stock video. Oh shit! Now they're coming again. In your budget enabled F series swap north worth that aim for 200 horsepower. F series, as in like the Accord F series, and I wouldn't fuck with it if you're talking about for swapping in a Civic. You got 8 channels. Why would I mean like what do you have in the Accord already that you want to be talking about putting F series as a single cam? So you already have an F series. Yeah, I've actually seen somebody put an F and an EF hatch before. Not worth the money and not worth the time. It's not an easy swap and you won't make mad power off of it. A K series engine in another car. A swap is taking one engine out, put it somewhere else. Are you not a car guy? Are you? This is like did some people randomly find this stream? My tiny ass channel. If you're not here for cars, this is a tiny ass channel. How the fuck did you find it? My wife is actually pretty hairless. She's a hairless little one. She only has hair on her head. It's amazing. Kind of like one of those weird alien albino peoples, but she's brown. The K24 blocks are all the same. I mean, you have small differences, but not big. The GTR, I used to hate it when I found out it was only automatic. I have more appreciation and love for it now. If I could get my hands on one, I would do it. There's actually the first gen GTR, R35 wise. If you go and look for a used one, you can get it for like 40K. I would buy one if I had good enough credit where I could go pick up a first gen GTR. I would. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't molest it. Just leave it exactly the way it is. Plus, I think it would be kind of cool to have a fast car that my wife could actually drive. Carlos, as far as the B20, like the only way to differentiate between the power is to look for the P8R head, P8R stamped on the head, or PHK stamped on the block. Those are the faster ones. Okay, Ivana, you can be gay if you want to. No mind. B20V versus K series, and I'm all about NA. B20, of course, beats the K in price. The B20V definitely beats the K in price. If you're doing Harambe's hairless, I don't know. I never saw Harambe. I couldn't do the gay thing. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. As far as suspension, I don't really have any particular brand. I would say all the really good brands are really expensive, so I go with the knockoff shit. You'd have to do individual research on that. I'm also thinking about doing a suspension video, but it's probably not going to be the way you guys are expecting. Good price for a GSR is $150. That's a good price. I mean, my B20V that got stolen from me would have easily made 450. I would buy an S2K if I ever had the money in my hand and it was available. I don't give a fuck about the mileage. It could be 5 million miles on it. It could be fucking, the engine could be in pieces scattered in the engine bay and I'd still buy it. No, B Series NA don't make more than 240. I've never seen it. Fucking shit, dude. Like shit. Boy, you're all fucking bored as shit. Can't buy her anywhere. Jesus Christ. Fuck. We're at the 30-minute mark. We've only managed to pull in 12 people. That's cool, man. I went to Germany one time. Technically, I was there. I didn't really get off and stay. I was in the army. I was going to Afghanistan in 2012. We passed through Germany for a layover, and there was a German guy, or of course a couple of German guys that got on the plane to clean it and shit. And I was staying on for weapons guard, and one of the guys reminded me of my cousin. He looked just like him, the same like high pitched voice and everything. Big old round fat guy with a really high pitched voice. And I was, for 45 minutes, I just kind of like low keyed followed these guys around the plane, listening to them talking German. It's great. It's great stuff. I don't think I could ever try and speak that language, but it was funny to listen to for a while. K27, dude. You're talking about like a hybrid type thing, like a G23. That's fine, I guess. I don't care. No, I don't know. It's too complicated, man. My brain's not very big. 800 horsepower stroker. I don't know. I think 800 horsepower is easily achievable in a K without going crazy stroker kit. So I don't think I would ever do it because that's expensive. In the glorious 40s, Jesus Christ. Y'all fucking crazy. Y'all crazy. Shit, Danny. Honestly, I don't know. I've never heard of that being an issue. I've never heard of a dizzy causing cutoff like that specifically. You could search for it. Audi S8. I think it's a nice car too. It's. I mean, I've seen a bunch of videos pop up on YouTube and my fucking news stream on feed on Facebook. Put those Audis putting in some work. I'd drive one. Sneasel. My throat's too fucked up to be trying alien words anyway. Guys are fucking trip. Somewhere on the other side of the world, late as fucking night, trolling some fucking live streams on a baby ass channel. Shouldn't be a baby channel though. This channel should be big as fuck. I got like 140 videos. Motherfuckers sleeping on my shit. Oh yeah, I guess. 4:20 in the morning. Jesus Christ. You don't have any check engine lights there, Danny? Yeah, Ronald. If you're gonna just do a straight NA saw, like if you're looking for quick power, if you're looking for a quick cheap power increase, yeah, definitely swap out the B18 for a B20, or you could slap a fucking VTEC head on your B18, and that'll be just as good. Actually, it'll be better. None of these people here, chap. We got like three dudes that are just randomly passing through, and not too many other people. But if you, I mean, you can look on eBay and you'll find that there. Yeah, like I said, you guys don't want to hear my opinion on Trump. I don't want to alienate people from my channel. My wife is from the Philippines, and I do see and hear shit coming out of there from time to time. And the Philippines does have some unique builds. But I have no, I've never heard or seen a 200 horsepower fucking D series. And if they did manage to hit 200 horsepower NA on a D, they had to have gone above and beyond and spent fuck tons of money, and that it's not worth it. It's not very easy to do. Be skilled. Well, yeah. See, now, yeah, that's something to talk about too. I know that a D series can make on the lower end of horsepower less than a B series and still beat it. But I'm just saying, like, if you're talking about real power, you're never gonna get high in a D series. You'll be able to beat like stock B series, but nothing really special. Studs. How many Hondas do I have? Uh, mm, um, I've had a couple of EG sedans. My first car was an EG hatch. I had an EF hatch. I had a couple of CRXs. I had a DA. I had a CD7, a CD5 Accord. I had a 2000 SI. I think that's pretty much it for the Hondas I've had. I haven't had as many as I'd like to have. Oh, I had a Del Sol, of course. How the fuck did I forget that? I don't know what that is. Oh, my that first car I had the hatchback. That had I did like a D15B from Japan, with nothing. Didn't even have bolt-ons, and I would regularly beat coupes with B18s and shit in them. It was great. And it is funny to see him lose to a single cam and not believe it. You can use pretty much everything from your B18 swap Ronald to get the B20 to fit in there. Mr. Harry, I can't promise you that I'm gonna check out a videos or meme videos. I generally don't tend to watch a lot of other shit on YouTube that's outside of the anime thing or comic books, because as much as I love cars, I'm a big fucking nerd too, and the only way I get my nerd fix is through YouTube. Slight knock, it might be a valve tick. Yeah, there's no such thing as a slight knock. You're either knocking or you're not. If it's for whoever asked about rant videos, that's my one rant video that I have specifically for talking shit. The Rod Knock rant. Okay, boosted. You're talking about the SI versus the stock. You got to think when you hear people say it's a significant improvement to be stiffer, you have to understand what they're talking about. They're talking about stock for stock. The EM1 is better and more stiffer than the suspension from the stock baser models. And yeah, of course it is. But once you start modifying, that doesn't matter anymore. See you over Adele. Fuck out of your curry. It may be the heaviest, but not by much. Harry, no. Fortune, I don't really pay attention to. Boosted, please. Questions. Stupid. I mean, as far as the SI goes, the EM1 SI, I think it's the most irrelevant SI to have. Or I'm sorry, it's not the only one. The any SI that comes before the EP3 for me is kind of pointless to have. There's nothing special about them enough for me to want to spend extra money on one. I mean, I'm big on OEM purism, but I'm not that big. I'm not so big that I would pay extra money for a VIN number. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. That's why I actually laugh a little bit when I see people put SI in their in their fucking their sales title or not. I'm not banning anybody here. That's not happening. I haven't fucking banned you guys. I don't even remember what you said. I don't know. Of course, everybody memes. What do you expect from Germans? Shit isn't actually one of my bad words. I say fuck a lot. I say fuck a lot. Technically speaking, one of my fucking reasons I got in trouble at work, I was in a management position. I ran a shop. I was a service manager, and I got demoted recently. And one of the reasons they said I was being demoted was because I said fuck in front of a customer. Sensitive fucking bastard. I I'm not gonna tell the whole story. That's it. That's all. uh, let's see. What the fuck was it? I don't know, man, where to start. When I started doing cars, I didn't know shit either. I bought the car, and then I just started pulling information from people that I knew, things that I saw, YouTube. There's no one specific place to start learning about cars. You just look everywhere. I don't know. I don't really have any really fucking pointers. I guess K24A2 swap DNA. It's pretty straight up. Get the highest compression pistons you can find. Some strong rods to go with it. Uh, Captain, what's up? Yeah, dude. Of course, I'm American. I think it's pretty obvious. I don't like Mountain Dew. I do eat my fair share of cheeseburgers. You're probably right. There probably is 3 McDonald's. Yeah, you probably missed that part earlier when I said I was in the army going to Afghanistan. And then plus me looking the way I do, of course I'm American. Yeah, my mother lives in Tampa right now. I've been to Tampa a lot of times, a bunch of times.
Daddy.
Mm. The Vitara build is the cheapest Honda build you can do. You're crazy if you don't think it's worth it. Oh, that's cool. I know people who live in Clearwater now. Synchro mesh, I don't know exactly what you're talking about there. Is it some kind of additive? Synchro tech, as in the synchronizers? She already ran away, Curry. She tried to scare me and then she ran. Easily be driven by that description. Fucking crazy, dude. The creature under the table was my daughter. Ronald, it depends if you're going to stay in A or not. If you're going to stay in A, yeah, go with the B16 training. Yeah, my personal Dobby. The Curry, some of these guys aren't really subscribers. They told me their master plan and how they randomly pop in on live streams. they're they're like filler. They've been asking funny shit in between the people who are asking serious shit. Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's like the random skinny white guys that walk into a party like, yeah, sure, bring those guys in. Let's do it. No such thing as a party crasher here, man. Bring them in. Yeah. A white knight that happens to be black. DOS racist. That's fine. Oh shit, dude. You guys are a fucking trip. Dream build. It's really hard for me to isolate a singular build. I have an idea for several that I would like. One car that I really want to do, that I really like, I really want to go balls out with, is EK sedan. I really want an EK sedan, and I want it fully functional and powerful. I think I would like a 300 horsepower EK sedan with AC and all that good stuff. So probably a single cam. I will build one eventually. That's for sure. Stupid. But did you paint it Kenyan black? That's the real question. Yes, Vitara. Fuck Bisimoto parts. They're shit. The overpriced pieces of garbage. And there's a story behind that, I guess. One of the guys I know spent $800 on one of their fucking manifolds. The manifold split. It came apart right at the fucking seam. And he called Bisimoto and they're like, oh, sorry, no warranty. I think the Prelude would have made sense if it was rear-wheel drive. Yeah, I agree with that. But I guess that would have took more engineering than Honda was willing to spend. It would have probably made the car too damn expensive. Oh shit. I should have already ended the live stream by now, but these guys are funny. For anybody, the subscribers that are actually passing through here trying to get questions, thank these fucking crazy trolls for keeping the channel or for keeping the stream going longer than it's supposed to.
Daddy. Daddy.
No, I've never used any DNA motoring parts.
Daddy.
My plans for today are to finish this, lift weights, take a shower, and watch movies.
Mom. Mom.
Yeah, that's I'd say it's not a that's a pretty decent turbo size for that kind of power goal. I don't think that's gonna work, Curry. Well, maybe. Who knows? They probably lied about where they're fucking from. I mean, I don't not like them. Yeah, yeah, I know. I know you're talking about them getting fired. I was saying if they legit are from where they say they are, then that's not gonna work. The new Charger, yeah, I mean, well, the newest Charger I guess would be the Hellcat, and yeah, I would drive one if I could afford $70,000 sedan. Dodge in general is doing some pretty good things out there. They're making the fastest cars in the world. Yeah, the Demon is crazy. It runs 9.6. They've proven it. Fucking, I don't know, and I used to not be a fan of the Charger or the Challenger, but it's won me over. I like it. I know they're like 4,000 pounds, but given if I had like all kinds of money to spend, I would buy one. But I'm broke, so that's never gonna happen. I had an SRT4. I absolutely fucking love that car. I will gladly get another one. Danny, every one of my builds are eBay turbo builds. My wife wanted tacos yesterday. We did not eat tacos. Uh, Brand new truck. I don't really know. There's a couple of badass trucks out there right now. I haven't really looked at them hard enough because the fact is I don't have that kind of money for them. Again, that's always the fucking problem. VFB, very fat bastard, maybe. um, I don't know. I think I would like to have a newer Ram 1500 if I could. If if I could fucking jump into one of those. Right now my F-150's got problems and it doesn't it doesn't put down power like it's supposed to, so it's a giant slush box and I can't pass anybody in it, and I hate it right now. As soon as I finish paying for the piece of shit, I'm gonna rip the engine out and rebuild it. So I guess eventually we're gonna. Can I dab? Nope. I can't do it. My neck, I got a stiff neck. Yeah, it does. So I have to fucking floor it, and half the damn time the damn truck doesn't downshift. It sucks. Yeah, I would definitely do a K swap Miata. I've looked into it a couple times. J swapped S2K, no, I wouldn't. Just because the F20 that comes in it is so capable. Engine brake on a truck. Didn't like fucking Toyota or something do a crossover with Cummins? So yeah, I don't see why not. My name's Chris. I couldn't really tell you the specific code for the D16. I know the non-VTEC transmissions are the one with the longer gears, so that's the one I would say to get. Take care. Yep, peace, guys. Magneto versus Vader. Well, Magneto would probably win just because of the fact that Vader's a cyborg. Well, 1K is the same as any other K for the most part. Yeah. It doesn't have to be expensive, guys. It doesn't have to be expensive. A K swap can be as cheap or cheaper than a B series depending on the parts you buy. Peace out, guys. Shit, I would love to do that. There's Honda Day is in New Jersey. I would love to go to that. There's if Formula D passes close enough to West Virginia, I would love to go back to Formula D. That was really fucking cool. I would love to do that again. I would love to do that. I would like to meet subscribers live. That'd be cool. I would go for the cheapest fucking motor mounts. Innovative, I guess, would be on the little bit more expensive side than the cheaper ones. I've seen swap mount kits go for like 200, $300 for their really generic ones. You're just holding the engine in place, especially if you're NA. It's not gonna really matter. So I would definitely buy the cheapest generic fucking mounts I could find. Oh yeah, well you can thank fucking Jess for this shirt. She fucking bought it for me for Christmas. Yeah, dude. Don't let people scare you out of buying cheap shit. The same guys who talk shit about the peace curry. Fucking LSD is a great thing. Definitely grab LSD if you can. Me personally, I've had a stock LSD Type R LSD at one point in time, and I traded it and to squash some debt I had, plus get a new tranny rebuilt for me. So I like it. I recommend it. I just don't want to spend the money for it for myself. Because I roll race, so I don't need to worry about LSD to help hook up. Although even in a roll race, technically LSD could probably still help you. I have never actually driven on an LSD. I had one in my possession. I never used it. As far as LSD goes, I think QSD is the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Although I know that there are other generic ones that are out there that you can get now. Lewis, yeah, I would very much like to do a Vitara build for you guys, a live. You know, I think that would be a great video to do. Plus, I want another Vitara. Thanks, Lewis. But right now, I have a single cam that I rebuilt almost a year ago. It's a stock single cam, and I can't find a shell to put it in. So, so I might tear that down and buy some rods and do that rebuild. When I make the decision to do that, I'll definitely let everybody know. But right now, I am strongly leaning towards that decision. Fuck. Yeah, barely catching a live stream here. No, you can't use a stock ECU for a K swap. You gotta use the KECU and harness. Boosted as far as GSR training and B16 training. Generally speaking, the GSR is more expensive. But I mean, it all really just depends on where you're at. Yeah, dude, I talked about oil pumps specifically in a video. There's no magic to them. Just you can get a generic fucking oil pump. It'll do the same thing. Or if you want to get a stock oil pump, that's fine. You don't need to do anything to it. Just run your stock oil pump. No, I don't support shimming. I think it's a waste of time. Well, I guess the B series trains are pretty good. The transmissions I always hear about breaking are K's, but then again, generally speaking, K's tend to go into higher realms of power than the fucking B series do. But I think if you had to put a B series training up against a K series training, power for power, stock to stock, which one would break first would probably be the K. And that might be because it's made out of lighter material. Yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for. Give advice. I know a lot of people will probably look down on the shit I do and say here in this channel, but at the same time, you know, maybe some of you guys are like me and just needed the right person to talk to give you some inspiration here. Because it's the same thing like when I've said 400 horsepower is 400 horsepower. You know, why the fuck would you go through the extra modifications if you don't need it? It's like building your stock head and then making 400 horsepower. It's fucking stupid. It's a waste of time and money. You're gonna make the same power whether you fucking did those mods or not. I wouldn't boost it automatic either. I would do a conversion on it, put it to manual, and while you're doing the conversion, you could rebuild that single cam. Yeah, I really want an EP3. And Clorox, my bad. Earlier, I didn't really acknowledge you because I wasn't sure if you were a troll or not. Because apparently, trolls roam around YouTube looking for random live streams. So yeah, I appreciate you watching, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, I guess that there's kits out there where you can just delete your fifth gear, but uh, I don't know, man. I think there's something like that, a modification like that, kind of a waste unless you're like got a tube chassis or some shit and you're like trying to go for 7-second passes. Yeah, it's all about practicality for me, man. I love everything, and I love to do and try and experiment with everything, and I love to keep it budget friendly because I'm a budget kind of loving guy. Plus, anything that I can do to keep me saving money also helps you assholes save money if I sell to you. Thanks, Clorox. Yeah, dude, buy a blown up car. That's what I aim for. Blown up cars or shells. No, I actually do have a K28.3 laying around, and generally speaking, I will not take an engine, even if I know it's healthy, and run it that way. I will always rebuild it, even if it's a stock overhaul. I would never boost a stock K28.3. Why? Because I know I'm not going to reach the power level I want, and have a good night's sleep with that car. When a B series can go 350, 400 horsepower, and be fine. A K28.3 will most likely blow up at 300 horsepower if you keep it there for a while. Yeah, budget kids. Well, I mean, I would still be driving some of these Hondas. I would just have one of each. I would no shit. I'd have one of all of them. If I had Jay Leno's garage, if you all see Chris Vasquez's garage, what I would do if I was rich as fuck, I would have a garage for Hondas, and I would have one of every one of the motherfuckers, or maybe even two because I would do different builds for each one. I wish I was fucking rich, dude. I'd sit around building all kinds of crazy shit all day long. Yeah, I wouldn't do 2.5 on a turbo setup. I'd always go for 3 inches. Yeah, I would rather have multiple cars also. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about just 300 horsepower Honda, that's still pretty impressive, especially if the rest of the car is done right around it. Yeah, yeah, it's true. I mean, I have if the guy that made the MR2 video, or I made the MR2 video about, he built a B16 for his roommate, and he had an Adilsol. It was very similar to mine. I made a little bit more power than he did, but I think the quality of his car setup was a lot better. Uh, and he has videos on I-95 in Miami trolling a Lambo. It's funny. Oh, if I was to take a Honda engine for any car that I could pick, it would be the MR2. I would definitely do that. I did mention that earlier, but I guess you didn't catch that part of the stream. Yeah, dude, you can rebuild the D16Y7, slap a VTEC head on it, and make all kinds of good power there. Yeah, it's fine. I really, Rashad, dude, I really want to do more of these live streams. I want to make this a regular thing so I can answer y'all's questions. But if you can already see the stream is over an hour long, and we don't have a big viewership. So if I can get people to jump on board and stick around and come do this, then I'll definitely do more of these. This has actually been really fun for me. I enjoy this. He didn't do 30 psi. He was doing 24. And no, I've only got he never got me any videos. Although he is one of the guys I gave a shirt to recently, and he's selling the swap to a friend who's supposed to be going to have it retuned. So hopefully I'll have some dyno videos of it, and then I'll have some shit for the street. That'd be great. I really want proof for that build because that was like the first big accomplishment for me. That build really surprised the fuck out of me. I haven't been to a drag strip since I was like 19, to be honest. Uh, I would have to go and relearn, and I don't even know where the nearest drag strip is to me. No, it's fine. I mean, like I said, I enjoy the live stream. It would just be it would be cool if we had more people here instead of like talking to some of you guys a little bit at a time. Yeah, I hope you guys are learning shit. The stages are kind of generic for clutches. Uh, I would just get like, I don't know, maybe a competition or whatnot. I've bought some very generic clutches and used them successfully. I had a Yanaka or Yanaka, whatever the fuck you want to call it, clutch in a 400 horsepower car, and it worked. Multiple 400 horsepower cars. I appreciate that. And I'm not saying this to talk shit about other channels, but I have peak game at some of these other Honda channels, and I can't believe that I have not blown up compared to some of these other guys that are out there. Let me weigh in on that real quick. A lot of these fucking car channels I see are a bunch of white kids together fucking around. A person randomly walking around the shop talking about random stuff. Or car reviews. I don't really see anybody on YouTube doing the kind of shit that I do. But I don't know. 147 videos and 1,000 subscribers. It's crazy. Personally, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on myself there. Maybe I'm fluffing myself a bit too much. Stage 2 is no. You're looking at a 3 or plus. But like I said, stages don't really mean anything. Every brand has its own power limits for stage. Just read the description of the item you're trying to buy. Central, the reason why I haven't done a lot of build videos recently is because I only have like 2 engines left to play with, and it's shit that I've already done. I have a K28-3 left to rebuild, and I have an empty B18 block I need to crank pistons and rods for. Or I could do a stock B18 rebuild, but you guys don't really care about that. Honestly, I thought that the engine rebuilds were going to be a big thing on this channel, but it's like some of my lowest viewed videos are the engine build shit. Nobody really watches it. Everybody wants the discussion videos. I have engine build videos I thought were going to be fire, and they only got like 300 views on them after 3 months. And some of my new tech videos come out 800 views in a couple days. So I don't know. It's you guys determine how bad that I want to do it. Plus, for me to get new engines, I got to spend money. So if I'm going to go out and spend $500 on buying an engine or $300 buying an engine, and then I got to buy the parts, and I'm not making any money back because I'm not selling it, it's kind of hard for me to stay motivated to do that shit for people who aren't really watching them. I couldn't really tell you a best brand for clutch. I don't know. I've experimented like I do with most of the parts I buy. Yeah, technical for TARS. I try to baby it down so people understand. That's cool. Yeah. Chap, I don't really fucking race, and when I have a car that I'm driving that has power, you damn right. If you come up next to me and downshift, or you're revving at me and I'm on the highway, I'm fucking going. And I'm not stopping until I'm fucking stretching you. But as far as going out to the organized races, I haven't done that in a long time. I haven't had any fast car fun in a couple of years because I haven't had a fast car. The last time I got close to having a fast car was stolen from me, so. Well, I don't know, man. Like I said, I've used generic clutches, and the Yanaka, I guess, would be considered generic, and it worked fine for me for a long time, never gave out. Eric the car guy, that's cool. Yeah, I'll take that. And yeah, Eric the car guy, his videos are way too long for me. I try to have my videos be long enough where it merits a video, but not too long where it drags on. I know that once I cross the 15-minute mark, I start losing people's attention. And yeah, I don't know. I've been told throughout life, growing up, that I'm funny from time to time. Sometimes I'm goofing off on purpose to try and be funny, and a lot of times I'm not, and it just comes out that way. The unicorn video. I'm glad you like that. You know what? Because I really like that video too. Yeah, my throat's fucked up, dude. For Mr. Forbanger here, my throat's been fucked up for the last week or so. It's coming and going. It's sometimes I'm sick with it. Sometimes I'm good. Hope I'll be good in a couple days. Well, I appreciate you trying to watch all the builds. I know some of them are really bad because some of them were like my early videos. They're not very descriptive. They're very blurry. But I still think that there's some good information in those old ones, even though they're not as good as the ones I've done recently. Well, I think that the B series has a long time before it fully dies out because, despite the fact that the K series has been out for 17 years, it's still really expensive for a lot of early enthusiasts or broker enthusiasts like me and a lot of you guys. I've never had a radar detector, so I couldn't really tell you. I've heard a lot of things about Viper though. Clorox, my opinions on NA are definitely covered in the Frankenstein video. And I'm not trying to shortchange an answer there. It's just honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head everything I said, and I know that that one was well covered. Yeah, you can do 300 horsepower NA on a J or a K for sure. No, you don't. An LSD diff is not necessary, period, unless you're drag racing. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Eric is definitely on the slow side. Yeah, I'd say if you're gonna do NA, go K or J for sure. The electronics that they're putting on the newer cars make me a little nervous. I like drive by wire. Clorox, yeah, I actually have a friend of mine right now down in Miami who's doing all-wheel drive SI and B series, and I'm waiting for him to finish his to do a feature on it. Yeah, generally speaking, I let the tuner decide when they're gonna play with the where VTEC engages. But I have changed it when there was one time one of my tunes had a problem where I would fall out of VTEC in between shifts, so I lowered VTEC enough to compensate for that. Barring that, I really don't fuck with VTEC engagements too much, unless the VTEC engagement is like 5.5. That's a little too long for me. I like to keep it around 4.8. I couldn't tell you on that whole two tire roll thing. I don't know. Ryan, I don't do H series stuff because I just don't have H series stuff. I have an H22 head. I have no block, no crank, no parts. If you guys want to donate H series stuff to me, I'll gladly do it. As far as engines goes, guys, it's going to be really tight. I think the next time you guys see, well, that's not true. I can't see the next time you'll see an engine won't be Honda, but the next time I buy an engine, it most likely won't be a Honda engine. UK, fuck, I missed something you were saying there then. Well, I guess, yeah, the K20 Type R is expensive. fuck yeah, dude. Mike, yeah, you might have missed it where I said earlier. Somebody asked me what my dream car was to build. My dream car right now, the car that I really wanted, I want to get buried with, is a fully functional EK sedan. A fully functional EK sedan that's tastefully modified with OEM parts and boosted. I want to do a Vitara because if you want to keep boost and if you want to do boost and AC, the easiest way is D series because of the room. So I would like to have an EK sedan that was fully functional, power steering, AC, all that shit, and just put like a mild setup in it. I'd probably do 400 horsepower in it if I rebuild the engine. The Civic Type R isn't in A at all. It's definitely turbo, and the SI is actually neutered in power because they don't want it to compete with the Type R. Why? It's kind of obvious. The Type R is going to be in the markets here for 40K, and the Civic Si is 23K. So who the fuck in their right mind would buy a Type R for 40K if the SI makes the same power? So they've deliberately lowered the power on the SI, and that shit made me upset. Internet troll, how you doing? Mike, you can use a log manifold. Mr. Zero Lag, I use oil restrictors for all the turbos. I don't not run one. They tend to smoke if you don't. Yeah, 40K is really expensive. But I mean, I haven't got confirmation on that. Let me not lie. 40K is the estimated price range it's going to sell at. And if you look at all the competitors, that's what they sell at. The Focus RS sells for 40K. The STI sells for 40K. They're going to sell the Civic Type R for 40K. You get a restrictor. You can get a restrictor on eBay. Oh Jesus, another troll. Like for real. Oh yeah, for sure, Captain. They're gonna be modified and making power, but it still makes me salty. The new Civic Si is like the same power level or like 5 horsepower less than the last generation, and I know that the new Civic Turbo beats the old Si even though it's less power, but it's still guys, we need progress. 200 horsepower is a very deliberate thing in this day and age. We should be looking at fucking 280 horsepower on anything that's sport related. I would love to buy a used GTR. I once, if my wife was still working, and I had my old position still, I would be seriously considering a fucking GTR. Chrissy, I always run oil restrictors. I don't want a smoky turbo. Yeah, they're definitely getting heavier. Well, I went to a car show that it was in the capital city, not too far from me. Actually, made a video on it. It's shitty. Nobody watched it. But I went to the car show and I saw the new Civic up close. I sat in the car. The interiors of newer cars are getting smaller, and the exterior is getting bigger. It's crazy as fuck. It seems like the older '90s Civics are smaller but have more room inside. I wouldn't sleeve an H. You can make the high 400 horsepower with an H. I wouldn't sleeve it. If you are seriously considering a cylinder reinforcement, it's only because you need to go past 500. Made a video on this. And I would do CSS. I wouldn't fucking sleeve it. It's too much money. Nope, I've never eaten any Irish dishes. I've ate a lot of food, but never Irish. Mike, no. If you're burning oil, you got problems. I wouldn't boost it. You're gonna accelerate the end of your engine's life. Rashad, as far as suspension in general, I would say all of it. Do suspension all the way around. Well, maybe you can save on a couple of your sway bars, but definitely do all your control arms, your coilovers, and all that shit. I would like any Skyline, honestly. I mean, if I had to really choose, it'd be an R34. Shit, there was one point in time where I was seriously considering re-enlisting in the army just so I can go to Europe and grab an R34. Yeah, you should definitely pay attention to your popcorn when it's cooking. Bassin's finest. I daily drove my 440 horsepower B16 Del Sol for over a year. It had open header the whole time, or open downpipe. It doesn't hurt anything. It's just loud and obnoxious. Internet troll, yeah, American, America. Mr. Zero Lag, I've addressed this before once time too. As far as oil goes, I never use anything as fancy. I use 10W30, generic 10W30. Yeah, those are, yeah. I don't like the experience I had with the traction bar. I had to run one because of my setup, and I didn't like it too much. If you're gonna use a traction bar, I would go with the K-Tune traction bar, but no, if for a daily driver, I wouldn't bother with it. So Ryan, what exactly are your goals? Are you trying to go beyond 500 or not? I use generic oil, the cheapest oil I can get, and I use 10W30. And why? Because it's cheap. Oh, Hondas don't really sell too often here. When they do sell, they're like people are asking 2 grand at least, and that's too much for me. No, you don't have to sleeve. If you're gonna go over 500 horsepower, then yeah, you need to fuck with the sleeves. But you could do CSS. It's $300, and they're proven to 800, so that's what I would get. It doesn't change handling. It's supposed to make it better and lighter, but it's a mod that I wouldn't fuck with. I wouldn't bother with. Jorge, hit me up, man. Send me pictures. I'd like to see it. Yeah, I wish they were 900 on average here. Cause I'd be Jewing motherfuckers down and give me some Hondas. Dude, no, you're not stuck with fucking stock pistons. You got bad dizzies. Catch cans are great. I mean, for cooling, it helps for cooling. I haven't personally felt the need to put one on yet, but maybe someday I'll do it. I guess if you're 500 plus, then maybe you seriously want to consider doing a catch can. Wiseco, CP, whatever you can grab them that are forged. D2B, I wouldn't bother. That was only something I heard about recently. I don't have a tuner here, and if I did, I probably wouldn't. For a couple of reasons. One, because these guys aren't trying to give away their practice. Two, you don't have time. I'm paying them to do a tune, not to teach. No, I don't use an oil cooler. And three, I am not very comfortable with filming around other people. If you watch my older videos, I've only been able to do it with a couple of my homeboys, and even then, I was in a very controlled environment in my shop. I don't, I don't feel comfortable tuning or filming around random people. Yeah, don't listen to everything you hear, buddy. I don't know about timing for VTEC. I don't know what you mean exactly by that, but yeah, I mean, check the VTEC solenoid, check the wiring. I made a video about that, Mr. Daly. It's the very first video in my engine building playlist, or my not engine building playlist, but my boosted playlist. How much power stock? That gives you the answer for that. Shortest? Oh, you probably have a non VTEC training. That's why they have longer gears. The shorter geared trainings, I couldn't tell you the exact code for, but they are the VTEC ones. No, you don't need to hone your pistons or your piston pins. And I did make a video on clearance, kinda. It's not. I don't know exactly why anybody would be having a problem with their clearances and shit. I don't know what fucking rod you're talking about buying there, Mr. Harry. I would be racing until you get the VTEC to work there, buddy. Is that there silent? I couldn't tell you the difference between the Y8 and the Z6 trans, man. I don't really know that much about the single cam trannies. Oh, you're answering somebody else. My bad. Shit, I guess if we ever had a lot of people in here for real, it'd be fucking. Well, I think a big problem is I'm on my fucking phone, so it's hard for me to see multiple questions at the same time. 272 on what? What build is it? On a B18, you said? You can keep going. It'll make it. Eagle rods are fine. I have Eagle rods in every one of my builds except the Vitara, and the Vitaras are knockoffs. They don't even have a brand on those, and they made 400 just with no problem. Stealing the stream, how's that even work? LSV, yeah. I mean, push it, man. You'd be surprised at what you can get off its stock. Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that if it's fucking showing. Yeah, a friend of mine used Skunk 2 Alpha rods in one of his K builds. He made 700 horsepower, so I don't see why there'd be a problem to use those either. Yeah, but daily, though, for real, watch that video, the stock horsepower. It's one of my most popular videos, dude. Yeah, base. I guess I could log off my channel and then see the shit like that. Ryan, those pistons that you see coated like that coating rubs off. It doesn't stay on the piston. I use plenty of used forged pistons, and all the Teflon comes off. It's just like a very small outline. It wears off really quick, so that's why I don't care. But I mean, dude, like I tell everybody all the time, this is my opinion based off shit that I've seen and done. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but this shit isn't as complicated as a lot of people try to make it out to be. I've seen plenty of 400 plus horsepower H22s, and they use basic ass forged stuff just like every other fucking engine Honda engine does. But if you want to go all scientific about it and go all crazy, get special whatever or re-sleeve, that's your choice. Spend your money how you want. I don't like 500 plus horsepower builds because it's very expensive. it gets very, very expensive once you cross the 500 horsepower line, and you have to use race fuel. And I don't like race fuel. I like to be able to daily my shit. I like to be able to go anywhere with it. You're crazy there, Honda. Yeah, and there's a video I made about 500 horsepower plus, and I definitely I talk about it in more detail of why I don't and why I probably there's a good chance that I will never build a 500 horsepower 500 plus horsepower car unless my channel blows up. I get 1 million subscribers, and YouTube's giving me all kinds of money. That's the only way I can see me doing that. Yeah, I mean, nothing surprises me about these stock turbo cars because most of them are 13-second cars. They're not really that fast. I'm not. Was it? Not, yeah, I think maybe 95 is like the highest. I know 93 is usually what I see. I've seen 91, but I know that there's a couple places out in the Midwest that have higher octane. Zero lag, dude. I would never take it past 8K. 8K. I'm lying. I used to rev out my old single cam to 9.5, 10 grand. I don't care. I'll blow it up. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm still live. I mean, I enjoy the live stream, and I'm just going off what you guys. I mean, as long as you guys are throwing questions at me, I guess I don't mind sticking around for a while. And I'll mention this already several times, but we're fucking hella long in the live. I would like to do this on a regular basis, but if I do it on a regular basis, I will have to eventually start to put a cap on how long I stream. Catch cans, I mean, like I did mention a little earlier, I guess you missed. Catch cans are cool. I mean, if you're going for really high power levels, it definitely helps with the cooling. I don't think it's a mandatory thing, anything less than 500. If I had to use one, I guess I'd use open. I'd probably be a Venta Atmosphere, I guess. I mean, I don't have anything against Skunk 2 parts. I'd buy them, or most likely not because they're more expensive than the alternatives. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, E85 has popped up a lot around me recently too. I don't know if you guys have Sheetz gas stations out there, but there's like a whole bunch of them around me, and every one of them are getting E85 pumps installed. So I've thought about playing with E85 in the future. It's a possibility for me, I guess. You have to bone collector. You have to make that return. E92. I've never seen of it or even heard of it. I would like personally, honestly, I would like to see E85 being a more mainstream fuel, but the problem is they can't make it as fast as the demand requires. I mean, I'm sure you guys know the E85 is made out of corn. And it's just not. It burns up really fast, and it's not as easy to produce as gas. So we're not going to see E85 be mainstream anytime soon. Mason's, yeah, I think the hatch and the coupe are the same on exhaust leak. I think it's just a sedan that would be different. Wheel hop, Chrissy, check your tires. Check your tires and see if you got fucking like uneven shit on them. Boosted, no, I've never even heard of Graveyard Motorsports. Yeah, of course, if you're going to use E85, you need to upgrade injectors and fuel pump. All right, well, thanks for the correction there. I knew the exhaust was interchangeable for one of them. I just couldn't remember which one it was. Zero, as far 550cc injectors, it depends on the engine and the power modification, or the your turbo. It depends on the turbo and the fucking and the engine for where 550s will max out at. But let's just say I would never buy 550s. I think 380 horsepower is a stretch for 550. Honestly, guys, when you're going to buy injectors, I would never buy anything less than 750. Because if you are gonna be in the 300 horsepower range, it gives you plenty of room to play with. 750 will also get you to 400. The only way I could see that you would have to buy something special if maybe it just depends on the swap, like putting it in an older car. But I've never bought a aftermarket fuel pressure regulator or aftermarket fuel rail. Yes, 750cc is definitely the lowest I would go with. Yeah, fucking O2 sensor. Yeah, yeah, fucking send them 550s back. Get 750s. Shit. Well, my question for you guys is, what the fuck do you really want to see? And that's put that shit in the comments, and I'll go over them and I'll see what I can do to make what you want to see. I guess another question for you guys is, let me see your builds. What the hell you all working on? Hit me up on Facebook, send me pictures and shit, and talk to me about what you're doing a little bit, and maybe we can do some more features here. I'd like to do more features for people. Injector Nation. No, that's not Bleach. That's it looks like Ichigo, right? But it's not. That's actually Zoro. Let's see, y'all. I think my cord will reach. Yeah, it's Zoro, and the rest of the crew up there. I can't really make videos on the wideband just because of the fact that I've never actually installed one myself. Not that I don't think I could do it. I could do the installation, but I haven't used one. I don't have one to install on a car, so it'd be kind of hard for me. It's hard. I try not to do technical explanation videos without being able to show you. Like the B20 LSV thing, I didn't do for a long time because I didn't really have anything to show you guys on. But that particular thing happens to be simple and straightforward enough. I was able to show you on a different block. El Corin, if you're still having a idle issue like that or whatnot, it's got to be a vacuum leak somewhere you're just not finding. Nope, I never had a wideband on it. If it leaned out or went rich, if it went rich, it was obvious. If it leaned out, then I guess bye bye. What's up, man? I haven't really worried too much about O2 sensors because I usually make power and in the tune they're deleted, so I don't keep stock exhaust on. I think I've only had 2 stock Hondas in the last decade, and I didn't keep them very long. If you're buying the used Honda from somebody you trust, then yeah. Ran out of gas halfway through a pool. I wouldn't run out of gas. And besides, when you're on the dyno, the fuel ratios are monitored by the tuner because they put their own wideband on there. You can't tune without a wideband. I mean, some of my builds you can see finished if you go watch the after build reviews. Those are all about engines that I've built that were running. I know that most of them are dyno clips, but I mean that's what people give me, you know. I have a lot of people promising a lot of things. It just usually never comes through for me. And now I can't mass produce engines anymore. If I was still in Miami, guys, this fucking channel would be popping. I'd probably have like 20K subs already, and I would have a fuck ton of after build reviews to show you guys, because I could buy and sell Honda engines like that, and I could be buying Ford engines and parts like crazy for cheap. I can't do it here though. It sucks. It sucks for me and it sucks for you guys that the channel started to grow in a place where there's no parts for me to buy. It could be a bad cluster also boosted. Daily, I made a parts list video. It's in my boosted playlist. I talk about all the parts I used and recommend in there. Well, the ram horn is like the crazy tubing manifold, and yeah, they generally tend to flow better than like a log manifold would. Yeah, your fuel sending unit could be fucking bent or damaged, and that's actually a really easy change. So Jaw would do that. And in the meantime, you could also upgrade your fuel pump if you haven't already. Bass, um, it could fuck up your gas mileage and throw a check engine light. You can only ignore your O2 sensors if you've been tuned, because the tuner deletes the O2, so that way the ECU doesn't look for it anymore. I mean, I guess you could probably, I mean, if you're at wide open throttle and you run out of fuel, then yeah, I guess that would cause a lean out issue. Yeah, bro. Most of my videos are short. I don't have that many. Go through and watch the old ones. Don't just wait for the new uploads. You know, the channels that I like to watch, the guy uploads daily videos and it's like 30 minutes long. So when I have to catch up, I'm literally watching for hours. It's a whole fucking day thing for me. If you want a reliable 400 or 500 horsepower car, just do a fresh build everything new. That's your best bet. I have a friend right now who's been messaging me the last couple of days talking about going Honda because he finally got a turbo car. It's a Mazda. And he was like, oh my God, Mazda's the greatest thing in the world. Started modding it, doing bolt-ons, did a tune. Car's giving him troubles. Like, he lost his daily drivability for the car for the most part because there's always problems. So my first answer to that was Boost Life. And second, of course, like, yeah, it's cool if you want to do a Honda. I'll help you, guide you through whatever you need to do to make it work. But at least if you're doing the Honda, you can do everything brand new and it won't cost you much, and you'll have better chances of a good, reliable car. My Del Sol was one of the most reliable cars I've ever had. Yeah, your fuel mileage will drop and you'll throw a check engine light if you try to ignore your O2s in a stock build or a stock engine. Okay, well, if you already have a Walbro, then you can just change your sending unit. One of the big channels that I watch is Comics Explained. He's one of the best storytellers on YouTube. But I guess it just depends on if you like comic book stuff. I love comic book stuff, but I don't have the time to read comics anymore. Mainly because I'm not going to go out to the comic book store, and I don't like reading comics online. So I just wait for him to do the uploads, and he's very detailed and descriptive, and I can watch the entire comic lineup in one shot. I generally don't run an air filter on my turbos, but that's because I'm lazy. You should run an air filter on your turbo, but get a quality one, get a good one, so you don't fucking collapse it and suck it into your engine. But just know that if you get an air filter, you are going to restrict power a little bit. No, you don't need a fuel pressure regulator for a Walbro. As long as you take your time with your project and do everything right, it should last you a long time. And that also is, of course, if you take it to a competent tuner, take it to somebody who's knows their shit. Silent. The closest thing I have for valve train replacement is that my B18 head rebuild. I've taken the valves and shit out of it, cleaned up the head. I just haven't put everything back together yet, and that's because I'm still debating on whether I'm gonna put the stock shit back in there or upgrade. Because there's a good chance that I might build a B18 non VTEC that's forged, and if I do that to get the most power out of it, I'm gonna need cams. I mean, I guess it could make some power differences, but not a lot unless you have the rest of this, the build set up for it. I can't really say I agree with that because I've built a lot of high horsepower engines that are cheap and they've been reliable. That's why I love Honda. I've run used timing belts on turbo engines as long as they're healthy. I don't mind. I think buying a Gates timing belt is a little overkill. Yeah, Silent, you can make 400 horsepower 750s. The 440 horsepower Del Sol I was telling you about, they were 750s, RC 750s. What the fuck is this? All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here because I started right at 5 o'clock and it's almost 7. Yeah, I've used really bad brakes in my high horsepower cars. I don't recommend it. Honestly, you can get stock brakes that are brand new, and you'll be surprised. Like, buy new rotors, buy new brakes, buy new calipers, and you'll be surprised at how well that'll treat you. Yeah, I've used XTE clutches before. The only thing I can say, guys, is like I have said a whole bunch of times I'm willing to do live streams on a regular. If you guys really, if you're enjoying the live stream too, just keep in touch about it. Let's see if we can do it. I am gonna upload a video sometime this week. It's not gonna be today, obviously, because I did this. But the next video I do is probably gonna be the nitrous video. Maybe tomorrow. I have to see. It depends on the mood I am when I wake up tomorrow. Yeah. I'll do. I could do more fucking shit, but like I said a bunch of times, you gotta help me out. Give me feedback. See what y'all want to do, and I'll see about talking about it. As far as the live streams, if we can have a good crowd or a decent crowd, I'll do more Q&As in the future. So just rack up your questions that you have that you want to hold for that, and we'll do it again sometime. Yep, no problem. Sometimes it's exhausting. Honestly, this is a lot easier for me to talk to you guys. That's why I'd prefer to do live stream Q&As over answering your questions on Facebook. Yep. All right, guys. Take care and peace. Thanks for watching.